Hey y'all, it's Amanda with Tap Mom and the Bake Brigade. Welcome back to my channel. Hope everybody's having a good Monday, at least for another 10 minutes. Well, apparently there was a miscommunication with the whole cardigan left in a bag, left in my house thing. She was not actually returning the cardigan. She was having Will hold it for her. And even though I can tell that it has not been out of the bag long enough to be worn, but that's okay. I have it, and I had actually tentatively emailed with a friend about exchanging the cardigan for some yarn. So I guess I'll be making her a cardigan identical to this one. Since I have this one here, I can revert back to it on sizing and what I did wear, and you know, come up with a replica. It won't be hard to replicate. It wasn't that complicated to begin with, but at least I'll have be able to do the rows, you know, how many rows of this color, how many rows of this color, you know, at various stages of the garment, so it won't be hard to replicate. So that's where that stands. He didn't answer a text, because when I first found it, excuse me, I just had strawberries. I'm addicted to strawberries, y'all. Anyway, but if he had answered my text when I text him and ask him, then I wouldn't have made last night's video. Well, I would have made last night's video, but I wouldn't have been about the returned cardigan. It would have been about my failed top making. But that's okay. You know, I got it here as a reference point to duplicate, and I'm good with that. So hopefully her whatever situation she feels like she needs to, didn't want to have to answer for where it came from. Y'all pray for Will, okay? Y'all just pray for my son, please. Without giving too much of his business away, I'm just going to ask y'all to pray for him, because Mama's worried. But it's none of my business, you know. Anyhow, so I did get started on this next panel for Kayla's cardigan. So this is be one of the front panels. Now I'm only making it this wide because I do plan on doing some fancy stuff on the lapels and whatnot. I have a plan. I don't know if I may just do, you know, front post, back post, and give her, you know, the regular rimmed trim, you know, lapel like I normally do. But I'm entertaining some other fancy ideas. I saw a tutorial for a special granny square, so I don't know yet. But I know me and Kayla both love granny squares, so it would just I wouldn't be doing right if I didn't at least entertain the idea of incorporating some granny squares somewhere in this cardigan. So there you have it. I don't know where they're going to go yet, but I do know that this is the beginning of one of the front panels. So I did get my stitch count right. I did fold the panel in half and make sure that this was half that size. So I'm right on par with my stitch count and, you know, sizing and everything. So my mental plan is still going, and everything's still working out just fine. And so what I'm doing is I'm replicating how I went on this back panel, because I started with this pale pink, and then I went to this, and next I'll go to this, and I'm just going to replicate the full stitch pattern that I did, the color palette basically. I'm going to replicate this on the front panels, and so that it'll look more cohesive, even though Kayla doesn't care. But I care. So I'm making it, you know. And so there's that. So I will be just replicating it with this. I have enough yarn to do all that, so it's not an issue. But I'll be just replicating that, and I have plans for I'm gonna make her some pockets. I had this. It's one of those things, you know, when you're laying in your bed and you're trying to go to sleep and you can't go to sleep because you got crochet brain. Yeah, crochet brain. It's a thing. But I know that, like most women, everybody likes pockets. And so I was thinking to myself, how can I incorporate pockets into the side of this thing and have them not be these big square pockets on the front, but be something, you know, kind of to her side that she could slide her hands in, and maybe even put things in, you know, keys, you know, phone, you know, that sort of thing. And so what I'm going to do, what I'm hoping to pull off, let me phrase it that way. The plan is to create two little pouches. Get two little panels. I'm gonna use my phone as sizing because she's got a big phone. She got a big smartphone too, and so she uses her phone to film as well. Most of us do. A lot of us do, unless you can afford a big fancy camera, you know. Then you probably using your smartphone to do your YouTubing. Just saying, because I can't afford a $500 camera. I do have a webcam over here that I have been known to use on my live streams, but the colors are off. The colors aren't as crisp and clean and true. Like when I was trying to show some yarn doing a video with that webcam, the colors were off. And so I don't use it to show yarn. I only use it if I'm doing a live stream and I need my phone handy. So then I'll use the webcam. And it was only a $40 webcam, just saying. So we don't have big budget, you know, for equipment here. I would like that, but it's just not feasible. It's not realistic. And so my fancy iPhone 15 Pro Max will just have to do. And since people have filmed documentaries on them, I reckon I'm doing okay. But I'm going to do two little pouches big enough to fit a smartphone. And I figured I'd do two little panels and then sew around, you know, and make it a pouch, and then fit it between the seams of the front and the back panel, and just fit it between there so that she has a pocket on both sides that she can just, you know, do like that, you know, put her hands in. So that's the plan on the pocket situation, because I made some pockets, the little square and put it on the front of another cardigan. But I really, you know, I had trouble parting with that one when I did, because I really wasn't happy with how that came out. It wasn't, in my picky little opinion, it wasn't my best work. So I've been, you know, wanting to improve upon the pocket situation ever since. And I think my little pouch is probably the way to do it. It's just to make two little, you know, squares, you know, solid stitch squares, probably rows of half double, and make them as big as wide as our cell phone, and enough where she could fit her cell phone in there in one side and then her keys on the other, or however she wants to do it. But I figured, you know, lots of people put their cell phone in their pocket, and so if it's big enough to fit a cell phone, a smartphone, you know, then it's big enough. And so I'm just gonna, you know, try to, when I seam up the shoulders, I'm just going to kind of, you know, estimate the placement of these little pouches. They'll be in the same place on both sides. And so I'm just going to, you know, fit them in there for the pockets. And then I do have some magnetic snaps that I can sew in there so that she can, you know, just pat it and it'll go closed, because they're magnetic snaps. And then she shouldn't have any trouble getting it apart, because she only has so many fingers, you know what I mean? So I don't want to make anything that's going to be difficult for her to get her hand in, but at the same time I want her to be able to put something in there and be able to use that little magnetic snap. And, you know, I'm going to test those snaps and make sure they're pretty easy to get open and closed, because I don't want her to struggle, because you know, things are hard when you only have so many. You have a thumb and a pinky on one hand and a thumb on the other. You have to think about that. You know, you have to think about what's going to be easy for her to work, and I want it to be very easy. And so if I test the snaps and they're too strong, then I just leave them off, and she'll just have deep pouch pockets that, you know, don't have a snap on them. So either way it'll be fine, I'm sure. But I figured a little snap, I'm going to test them and make sure they're not too strong, because I don't want her to, you know, it should be enjoyable to wear. It shouldn't be work. So that's the thought process on that. And when I went, oh yeah, I went to the doctor today. Today was my regular monthly. I had to go to my regular GP once a month. And last month he drew blood. And so this month he was telling me about all my blood results were perfect. My cholesterol was right where it needed to be. My sugar was under control. Everything was great. I was only nauseous as heck. He called me in some nausea medicine, but I don't know if my insurance is going to cover that. I have some left over from the last time he gave me some, so I'm not without nausea medicine, but the current prescription that I have, that particular nausea medicine makes you sleepy. So he was trying to give me some that would make me sleepy. I'm just hoping that my Medicare Advantage program will pay for it, because I think last time that a doctor tried to give me that particular brand, they wouldn't pay for it. But hopefully, coming from my regular GP, maybe that's the loophole that I didn't, because the last time I got it prescribed to me, it was by an ER physician, and that's expensive medicine, and I don't have it. So I really want to get the one that doesn't make me sleepy, because I do get nauseous very, regularly. And today was no exception. I was already feeling kind of weak, and I think maybe my sugar might have been low, because I've been noticing lately that I'm having dips. Instead of high blood sugar, I'm having low blood sugar, because everything I have is sugar free. I even avoid lots of bread and starchy things, because those can be converted to sugar like that. So I avoid a lot of sugar, and so as a result, I'm starting to have the opposite problem. And so today, when I was sitting in the waiting area, I noticed I was pretty shaky, like I was not too long ago when my sugar bottomed out. And I was like, I bet you that's my sugar doing that, because when my sugar's high, I feel like it's almost an anxiety feeling. Everybody has different, their body reacts differently to highs and lows. And well, my high sugar, when my sugar's too high, I get anxious. I feel it's a funny feeling in my chest. I don't know any other way to explain it, but it's a funny feeling in my chest, and I just feel overall really creepy. My skin starts feeling like it's crawling. It's just it's weird how my sugar does. So I knew it wasn't high, because I wasn't getting those symptoms. I was getting the shaky, weaky, kind of puny feeling. And then the exam room they put me in, apparently the person before me was a smoker, and the room smelled really bad of smoke. So she went in there with some air freshener and just sprayed and sprayed and sprayed. Well, I have a mild case of COPD, so I was a little worried going in there with all that aerosol being just freshly sprayed. And about 5 minutes into the room, I'm nauseous. The smell of that stuff mixed with the low blood sugar, I just felt really bad. And so I told the doctor, and I said, I understood what they felt like they needed to spray. I appreciate that they aerated it, but they just went a little overboard, and it made me seriously nauseous. But so when and also get my B12 shot, I have to get because I've had gastric bypass surgery. B12 pills do not, my body doesn't treat them the same. My body won't absorb it that way. So I have to get shots. I have to get B12 shots. Can they give it to me in my arm? Oh no, it's got to be in the hip. I don't know why. The weight loss doctor will do it in my arm, but my regular doctor wants everything in the hip. I don't know why. So I got a shot in the hip. And so when I left there, I asked Johnny before I left for the doctor, did he want me to swoop by and get him before I went to the grocery store? And he said yes. I wanted to get him out of the house anyway, because the boy just doesn't leave the house very much. So I swooped by and got him, and then I was like, well, I really still feel shaky. And so I said, well, I'm just going to go ahead and bite the bullet and go get me a Starbucks. So I went and got me a caramel frappuccino. Let me tell you, that's the yummy stuff. And then I drank it slowly, because it's sugar. And so I drank it slowly, and I was fine. That's exactly what I needed. I needed a boost of sugar. So, and normally I drink those things. Before I had the surgery, I could get it at the Starbucks, and before I pulled in my driveway, it was gone. That's how much I like those things. But this time it probably took a good hour or so to drink that, because I was just taking it easy and taking it, you know, being smart about it. But we managed to go grocery shopping, and Walmart was out of strawberries. What's up with that? Yeah, I know y'all get trucks on Sunday. Why no strawberries? So, luckily for me, right down the road, on the same road as Walmart, is a Super One, which is a grocery store. And so I left Johnny in the van, and I went in the store and I found some, and I was like, mine. So yeah, I bought a lot of strawberries because, you know, I didn't want to be without them again. Because apparently that's regulating my sugar, and I didn't know it. Because natural sugar, my body treats natural sugar different than it treats like fructose corn syrup, or, you know, some manufactured sugar. But if it's natural sugar, my body's completely fine with it. But if it's manufactured sugar like fructose corn syrup, oh no, I'm sick. It makes me throw up. So, you know, there you have it. But natural sugar, I'm good. Honey, I can have that in my tea. Doesn't bother me whatsoever. But yeah, I have to stay away from most candies, because guess what? Fructose corn syrup. So yeah, I have to read the label when it's anything. I have to read the label and make sure that fructose corn syrup is not in it. And they put that stuff in a lot of things, unfortunately. Okay, so now we went over the doctor visit in the grocery store, and my faux pas with the cardigan. But that's okay. I will make Cheryl a cardigan based on her measurements and not these. But at least I'll, you know, I think she's around the same size, but she might not need the sleeves as long. I'll just check with her and make sure. But I'll just make her one. It won't take me long. Especially with that one being here as reference, I won't have to figure it out as I go. I can just make it like that one, only with shorter sleeves. I don't think she's got them big long arms, so that works out fine. And oh yeah, when we came home from the grocery store, there was a box on my porch, a forgotten order, because a while back, about a week and a half or so ago, Lion Brand had this ridiculous sale going on, and a yarn that I had been wanting for quite a while was on sale, and I want to say it was a little over $3 a skein. Normally runs $9.99 a skein or something ridiculous like that. And I've been wanting this yarn for months and months, but I couldn't find it low enough to make 6 skeins justifiable. You know what I mean? When you want something, but you want it in sweater quantity, but you don't want to pay an arm and a leg for it. Yeah, it was that kind of situation. But I do like a lot of Lion Brand yarn. Lion Brand and Premier and Hobby Lobby, those are my favorites. So yeah, I have 3 favorite yarns as far as regular big box store type yarns. Of course, my favorite bougie yarn is Malabrigo. I mean, duh. But you know, this is really nice. This is Lion Brand Wool Ease Fair Isle, and wouldn't you know it, the only color they had on sale was turquoise. So I got 6 skeins of this, and I was really surprised that it came in a box. But then when I opened it and saw the size of the skeins, I was like, that's why it came in a box. Because they're huge. Isn't that beautiful? It's so pretty. Let's read about it. It's a size 4 weight yarn. It's 5.3 ounces, 150 grams, 348 yards, 318 meters. Recommends a 6mm crochet hook and a 5mm knitting needle. See, it is 80% acrylic and 20% wool. Let's see what it says. Okay, this colorway is called Light Aqua Turquoise. So, and this is let me see. There it is right there. If I was to knit it, it would show up like this with the Fair Isle look to it. But of course I won't be knitting it. But and for it to have wool content in it, it's super soft. It really is, really nicely soft. And can we just admire the gorgeous color? It's my favorite color. It's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. So as soon as I get finished with Kayla's cardigan, this will be going on the hook. I'm really struggling not to start a chain and start working it. Like, do. But no, apparently I have a black and silver cardigan to make, as well as finish this one, as well as finish a blanket. Yeah, I got stuff. Lots of stuff to do. But it's been a decent day. I'm not upset about the whole mishap with the cardigan and me thinking she was returning it. Apparently she wasn't returning it. She's just getting Will to hold it so that she can save face or something. I don't know. I know, but I'm not permitted to say. I'll put it that way. But the things we do for our children, right? But at least I have it as reference for the new one I have to make. I don't have to make it. I want to make it. I should have been made her one, but it'll be nice to make her one, because she's been with my channel and been a sister girl to me for probably these last 3 years. So I guess her getting a cardigan is a little overdue. And so, and if it comes with the exchange of new yarn that she wants to part with, then that's even better. So 'cause she knows what I like. So we've exchanged yarn before, and I always feel like I get the better end of the deal. She's very good to me. I'm very blessed to have her in my life, Miss Cheryl, and she knows who she is. So that's what I got for y'all tonight. I hope everyone is staying cool. It's a bit cooler here today. This is one of my slim fitting tank tops. I'll push out and let y'all see. Ooh. Okay. But this is, of course, I look like, you know, I'm expecting here with this pooch here. I got to work on this. But yeah, that's how that worked. That's how that worked. But yeah, so this is perfect for the top that I just finished last week and other crochet things. I got this one, and I got a turquoise one. This is dark navy. This is navy blue, which is perfect for that other top. So but it's very, I don't know, it's very slim fitting, just like it in the description of the box on Amazon where I bought it from. I got 2 for like 13 bucks or something like that. It wasn't very much, but they're very stretchy. They're very stretchy and very comfortable. This is my second time wearing this, and I got some stuff on it last time, but I put a little Dawn dishwashing liquid on it when I went to wash it. A lot of people don't know that that's a good stain remover too. Just take you a little Dawn dishwashing liquid and put on the stain and kind of rub it in and throw it in the washer. More times than not, whatever it is will come out, especially if it's oil based, because there's a degreaser in Dawn dishwashing liquid. It's a fantastic product. Has multiple uses. So and that's one of the few name brand things that I insist on being name brand when I buy it. I don't buy discount, I don't buy great value brand Dawn dishwashing liquid. It's got to be Dawn. It's not failed me yet. But anyhow, I hope y'all have a wonderful night. Thank you for tuning in for the 24 minutes that I've been running my mouth. But now y'all know what I'm up to. And hopefully y'all watch this one 1K times 2. It sure helps. And please don't forget to hit the thumbs up on your way out. And if you're new and you like my content, please hit subscribe. I'd appreciate that. And of course, there's still channel memberships that start at 99 cents, and that helps the channel and helps me buy yarn and whatnot and show you new stuff. So y'all take care. Please remember that I love you and so does Jesus. And please adopt, don't shop. Your best friend could be waiting for you at the shelter or the rescue. And I'll see y'all again soon. Bye now.